All right. We are doing something we don't do a whole lot. I'm breaking into your lives early today, and there is good reason for this. So, I am sure you have heard by now, YouTube is down. That is the breaking story that we are going to get into here to start. So, welcome, guys. YouTube is down. That's the breaking news. I have an article pulled up here from Business Insider. We're going to read together and let some more people get in. I hope everybody is having a great night. We broke in live a little early today, and so let's go through this article. I hope everyone's having a good night. YouTube is down. They're working on a fix right now. YouTube is experiencing an outage, the company said today. Our team is aware of the issue, working on a fix. We'll follow here with any update, YouTube said. Users on Wednesday evening began reporting widespread issues with YouTube services, including YouTube TV and YouTube Music. The outage appeared to impact users around the world, but was heavily concentrated in the US, according to Down Detector. So that's what Business Insider has right now, and that's all we know. So YouTube is down right now, and this is a big deal that YouTube is down. Hi, Mary, because a lot of people use YouTube to consume their media. I mean, YouTube is a TV provider, as mentioned, YouTube TV. YouTube Music is great. I am a YouTube Premium subscriber, so I use YouTube for a lot of different things. I love YouTube. I was one of the people that flocked to YouTube Premium the second they started offering it. So YouTube being down is kind of a big deal. All right, so that is the breaking news right now. So if you're having issues with YouTube, you are not alone. And we wanted to break in early, but let's do all of Fast News right now. So let's get into our first story of Fast News. So we start with the main headline of 2020 for Fast News. And it's not a secret here in Western New York. We've been dealing with an outbreak of COVID-19, as have most of the country, right? So at 10 p.m. on Friday, all bars, gyms, and bowling alleys will be forced to close from there on out, starting at 10 p.m., as well as home gatherings will be limited to only 10 people. Some local schools are even considering moving to fully remote learning, including Cheektowaga Central Schools and Niagara Central School District, both of which have been in hybrid systems so far, and they're going to make their decision on Tuesday. Other schools, such as Kenton and Williamsville, are also weighing their possibilities and have reportedly sent surveys to parents. While we are in the yellow zone, 20% of students and staff must be tested, and that has raised some concerns among some parents and other people that I have seen on social media. Let's get into our next story now. We'll get back to this YouTube breaking story after. Maybe there'll be more out. Our next story comes from a tip earlier this year that was given to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It has led to the uncovering of a major child abuse network in Australia with ties to the United States and Canada. United States, Canada, Asia, Europe, and New Zealand, according to the AP. Australian authorities announced Wednesday that 16 men have been arrested in New South Wales, Queensland, and Western Australia in recent months, and were arrested on 828 charges of sexually abusing children, producing and distributing child abuse material, and bestiality. Australian Federal Police Assistant Commissioner Justine Goff said that a child care worker and a children's soccer coach are among those facing charges. Goff added that investigators had identified a total of 46 victims in Australia as young as 16 months and no older than 15 years. This is disturbing. A total of 18 matters have been referred to the U.S., where 3 men have been arrested in connection to child abuse material. The investigation resulted from February tip from the U.S. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, according to Goff, which warned Australian police that a New South Wales man was uploading child abuse material. Upon the arrest of the 30-year-old man, authorities reportedly searched his computer, which revealed an online child abuse network with which the man was connected. Goff said that the pedophile used the regular internet as well as the dark web to connect with each other, share materials. When contacted by the AP Homeland Security investigation representatives to Australia, Adam Parks declined to comment on the 3 arrests in the United States. However, it did say there were several ongoing investigations with the country, adding that the child abuse ring was a global network rooted in Australia. This comes as several investigations in recent months have uncovered human trafficking networks across the United States. Yeah, that is that's beyond disturbing, guys. And the fact that these things exist in the modern world is really not good. Again, so YouTube is down. That's why we broke in early, guys. I know I'm going through the regular fast news. YouTube is down. So if you're experiencing issues with YouTube, you're not alone. I'm sure my stream is not on YouTube right now because no one really, it seems like, has access to YouTube that I know. All right, so now let's get into our next story. Brett Hankinson, who is the only officer charged in the Breonna Taylor case, is now subject to a lawsuit. A 22-year-old woman filed a lawsuit claiming she and Brett Hankinson met at Tin Roof Bar on Shelby Road, where Hankinson worked a side job. She alleges during a 2018 incident that Hankinson was in uniform and working security at the bar when he offered her a ride home, where she was later sexually assaulted. The woman said the moment left her physically injured and mentally battered. The lawsuit alleges a sexual assault were a pattern of Hankinson's. It said while he's working at Tin Roof and other establishments, he met several women in their 20s, also befriending them with adding them to social media accounts. He allegedly built a network of these unsuspecting women over time. He insisted on taking them home as a good deed done by being a cop. He would use their vulnerability in their intoxicated states to sexually assault them. This, again, just so disturbing. And this guy was a police officer. Again, he's the only officer charged in the Breonna Taylor case. And we'll get into that because there's an update on that too. When he offered to take her home, she was thrilled. He was a police officer. There was a sense of trust there. She didn't have to pay for an Uber. She was a broke law student, said her attorney, Sam Agar. A judge. So this is the update of the Breonna Taylor case. This is disturbing in itself, and using a position of power to that's just so disturbing. That bothers me to a level I think a lot of people wouldn't understand. But also, a judge ruled today that discovery records in Brett Hankinson's case, who is the only one charged the night Breonna Taylor died, will not be sealed. So on top of that lawsuit he is now facing for sexual assault, these court records from the Breonna Taylor case will not be sealed. The now ex-LMPD officer was one of 3 who fired shots back in March when the raid was conducted on Taylor's home. He was the only one charged, but not for her death. He was charged, for the shots that missed and entered the neighboring apartment. The announcement of his indictment came in late September, about 6 months after her death. A court ordered that discovery in the case be filed on the record on October 19th. Attorney General Daniel Cameron and Hankinson's attorney asked for it to be reversed, and the judge did not reverse it. So again, guys, YouTube is down. That's why we broke in early today. On top of all this other stuff, I hope everyone's staying safe. We try to keep these videos pretty short so people can rewatch them and stuff. Unfortunately, the rewatch on YouTube doesn't look like it's going to happen. Hope everyone's having a good night. Thank you for sticking through. I knew we had some disturbing stories in there. It's not all puppies and rainbows, But again, if anyone's experiencing issues with YouTube, please share your stories, report it. I'm curious on if anyone is actually able to use YouTube. Shoot me a message on my personal Facebook or whatever. But guys, you guys have a good night. We're keeping this video short. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe later tonight if there's any more news that breaks. You guys